I've got to ask you, mate. You've got more metalwork in the front in there. Is that the same sort of
Yeah,
thing?
definitely. Tattoos and piercings and stuff. That's an addiction.
I think I said to Janice, I bet he has a laugh when he goes through passport control. Yeah, we're all right. I think we're all right. I brought you. You're on screen now, people. This is DSL. Well, introduce yourself. I've just done it for you, but introduce yourself, Darren.
Hello, yeah, my name's Darren. I go under the name of DSL. I'm acoustic singer-songwriter from Lowestoft, the best place for acoustic singer-songwriters.
Oh,
Ryan will tell you.
like round Redwood. I've got. I think he's been on. Round Redwood's been on and left us a message here. It says here. Hang on.
Hello, Duggystone Radio. How you doing, Kirk? How you doing, Darren? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying your interview. I've got a little question. Will there ever be a boy born who can swim faster than a shark?
So it's these hard-hitting sort of questions that I didn't prepare for. I didn't.
No,
you know,
I know.
I thought I wouldn't need to prepare, but now I wish I'd done my research. I don't know. I will.
Well, there you
I
go.
will check out. I'll get back to you. That's all I can say.
Well, it's
Cheers,
from
Ryan.
lower stuff as well. It must be in the water. There must be something in there that's causing that. I have no idea. But we love Ryan. He's awesome. He's awesome. Now, that video is obviously for a specific reason, and it's quite dark. Your vocals in it are tremendous. Really, really powerful, man. And you can tell you're singing with you're singing it from the heart. It's really coming through.
Yeah. Just a minute. Oh, I think that buzzer might be my phone. Sorry, you just started coming through my phone. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, the song. I'm a recovering drug addict. I've had problems with substance abuse, with alcohol, with all sorts of things through my teens and growing up. And I went through a lot. I lost a lot and struggled with getting clean. And I'm now in a place where I can talk about it and hopefully raise awareness, help other people. And that song is, it's a love letter to drugs, really. And any addict will know that feeling of you're literally willing to give anything, including your life, just to get high, just for that next fix. And yeah, that's what that song is. It basically is.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You can say you sing as if you're singing it to someone. You're singing it to drugs. So, what was your preferred substance then? What was you into?
Essentially, speed and cocaine were my substances of choice. Mixed with a hell of a lot of alcohol, and I got to the point where it was whatever I could get my hands on, whatever I could take. That desperation of the next fix.
Because I get it. I get it, and if no one's, I mean, it's not a good thing, is it? I lived in Holland for about a year. Used to do a bit of weed while I was over there. Tried a bit of coke, and I'll tell you what, it's dangerous because it's so Moorish, isn't it? Once you start on it, you just want it and want it and want it. And I can understand now you can get hooked on it but it's a short-lived thing, isn't it? You have it, you feel absolutely buzzing for about 5 minutes, like, I want some more. And it's,
I mean, that was why I got into speed, was because it lasted so long. But it got to the point where I referred to it as I was simply stealing happiness from tomorrow. So I was having all this great time now, all this time today, feeling euphoric, feeling great about myself. And then the next day, you just crash and burn.
Yeah.
Which, is how I became an addict, because I prolonged that crash and burn. And just, whereas everyone else stopped on the Saturday night, Sunday morning, I'd still be there on the Wednesday doing what I could to get high.
Yeah, because you want to keep that. You don't want the low. You know the low's coming. You don't want the low, so you want the high, because you can make you it fucks with your head, doesn't it? So, big time. I mean, I'm not. Thank God, I've never been a drug addict, but I've got a compulsive. You know what I mean? I could quite easily be an alcoholic or a drug addict quite easily.
I mean, it's in the behaviour, it's in the psyche. And addiction isn't just to the bad; it can be to the good. It can be to fitness. It can be to anything. And I find compulsions in everyday life. And it's just about making sure that if you're going to get hooked on something, it's the right thing. And it's at the moment it's making music and putting myself into that space, as well as the music kind of promotion company that I help run. That and my family are my addictions at the moment, which are a lot better than
nice.
Coke and speed.
and you look quite well. Someone's put on here that this scene's not dead. It says it's like Honey Nut Cornflakes. They're the same, aren't they? Honey Nut Cornflakes. I challenge anyone to just have one bowl of Honey Nut Cornflakes. Before you know it, you've got that orange milk at the bottom of your Honey Nut Cornflakes, and you're thinking, oh my God, I need more. So you bang some more. Before you know it, you've had half a packet.
And you've run out of milk, and you run out of dry,
milk, and then you go, sod it, let's do a line. So I've got to ask you, mate. You've got more metalwork in the front in there. Is that the same sort of thing? I'll ask questions that you know what I mean. That other people won't ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got definitely tattoos and piercings and stuff. That's an addiction. I've now limited it to my birthday every year. I get 2 piercings. Otherwise, I'll just be constantly getting more and more done. So 2 piercings a year.
Yeah, I think I said to Janice, but he has a laugh when he goes through passport control. Yeah,
I'm an independent musician. I don't travel.
Because Janice said this interview is going to be really serious. In the back of her mind, like she's not seen the interview, has she? But no, it's a serious.
I mean, my compulsion, my addiction to body modification, even got during the pandemic was a difficult time because obviously, for anyone with compulsions and addictions, there was nothing. There's nothing to fulfill you. So I ended up stretching my ears because that was one thing I could do at home, and I stretched them to within the space of kind of 6 weeks. Up to 50 mil, so 5 centimeters. Ended up splitting my ear and ripping it in half because that was all I could do. And there was compulsive behaviour. I knew I was doing it, but done it anyway.
Man, that's mad, isn't it? So I'm not saying you're fucking mad, but I'm just saying it's mad, isn't it? It's hard. Someone has commented and have said. Ian Gallagher from Gallagher's Green, they played here last year, said, I'm stealing that line, stealing happiness from tomorrow. Sorry, I'll start again. He said, stealing happiness from tomorrow has the making of a great song title.
Take it. I haven't done anything with it yet.
Right, you take it. Ian Gallagher, you do something with that, mate. If you don't, I'm going to come round and stretch your ears so I can fit a CD in it. So get on with it, man. That's my compulsive addiction. Is a.
I'm getting a song with that name now. I mean, my latest song I'm working on is called Hills, so it's a different ilk entirely.
Brian Redwood, Kirk's face paints a picture there. Oh, Chris, who's from the Ball Slant. You need to check them out. They're a rock band, grunge band in Sweden. Fucking brilliant. None of them are Swedish. That's another. I just can't get over it. They're all. Well, 2 of them are Italians and one's from Florida. He says you need a fish tank kind of hobby. So you must have been like, tropical fish. But then you go mental. You'd have fish tanks in every room, wouldn't you? They'd be everywhere. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to have a bath because you'd have a shark in it. And then you could test if you could swim away faster than the shark. See how I brought that into the... genius, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 snake tanks sitting like behind the camera right now. So that was a start of something. I used to have like snakes, snails, guinea pigs, hamsters, gerbils. So that was, I mean, ultimately, I think what we've essentially done is turn this interview into a therapy session for all of my compulsions.
Well, no, it's good to talk about, mate. Honestly, it's good to talk. You talk about your music, but I think that's why I like to interview people. They're not the steadfast, stuffy questions and all. I like to go different ways. And yes, it is about your music, and this is a music show. But actually, it pretty much goes hand in hand with rock and roll. Drugs tend to come in, don't they? And there's a lot of people are depressed and there's mental illness going on, and I think we should talk about these things. And I'll make light of it, but I know I'm not making light of it. Does that make sense? No. That's just the way.
I'm a big advocate for mental health. I used to work with a charity that done a lot for people with mental health, especially through like the pandemic and stuff. I myself have suffered from mental health problems. That goes hand in hand with addiction. Actually talking about these things and having that conversation normalizes it, removes stigma. So
yeah, you should. I mean, and that's why I'm quite open. I told you I could be quite addicted. Lucky I came back. Otherwise, I'd have been in a mess somewhere. Well, I probably might not have been here now. I've been in somewhere in Holland. You know what I mean? It's very easy to get addicted to things.
You could have ended up sat Lowestoft writing songs about it.
Okay, it could have been. It could have been bleeding worse. I could have lived next to Round Redwood. That had been. I would have been getting drugged out against them, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? I'll be doing all sorts of stuff. But
I mean, small doses, we love it.
But it's an important thing to talk about. It's really important, and people do it. I think a lot of the time we do things to get away from something, and we find comfort in something else, which is not the solution, is it? You know, it might be people go have a shopping compulsion, don't they? They'll just go shopping and buy shit, and this stuff turns up every day. I mean, classic one, Elton John, isn't he? I know he's not rock and roll, but he was been a drug addict, and then he had an addict. He got addicted to shopping. He was shopping all the time, spending millions, millions on music. I met Brandon Block a couple of years ago, a business thing in London. Didn't even know who he was. You know, Brandon Block is the DJ from the 90s. Anyway, he gave me his book, and it's the lies and lines of Brandon Block, and he's the same age as me, and I followed his timeline thinking, you lucky bastard, you were doing that, you lucky you know, all the stuff he was doing. And then Bosch, his father, I think it was his far stepdad, introduced him one night, because I think he got a bit drunk. Yeah, have some of this, it'll liven you up. And he got addicted to cocaine, and he was like really bad. He's totally clean now, doesn't drink and all the rest of it. But it gets people, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And when you're not looking, when you're not paying attention, when you're not aware, that's when it gets you. You know, when you use it as convenience. I mean, a big thing is amphetamine speed used to be for long distance lorry drivers and musicians. It was almost prescribed to you by a doctor if you had these sort of jobs where you needed to drive through the night and go for long periods of time. So to me, when I was first introduced to that at about 17 years old, stay awake stuff. Do you know what I mean? I didn't need to sleep. I was more productive. I could crack on.
Brilliant.
The positives are all there. What you don't know about is the negatives until they become negatives. You know, and I lost everything. Like literally, I was on my ass. You know, I lost my job. I lost my family. I lost my, you know, my house, my car, all the material things. But more importantly, I lost respect for myself and from other people. And at the time, I just didn't care. Didn't care at all. It didn't even appear on my radar. You know, all I cared about was getting high and getting the next fix. I hate the term high because it's not. At that point, it's just getting by.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a bit like you functioning alcoholics. They can, you know, and they get some people who are on heroin, and you talk to them, you see them being interviewed, and they're just normal because they get to a point with certain drugs and certain substances where they need it just to be quote unquote normal. Whatever normal is, you know, and so that is bad. They're not getting high; they're just getting normal. You know what I mean? They're just keeping
not getting high, just getting by.
There you go, Ian. There's another song title for you. Not getting high, just getting by.
I should be writing this.
You should be writing this shit down, man. You should be doing it. Anyway, let's talk. I'll tell you what. It's a music show. Let's talk a bit about your music.
If we have to,
well, I guess. What's that hi-fi, mi-fi, whatever we had on before? Was AI? That was it.
AI.
Yeah.
So
that's totally different to the other one. The other one's like suicidal, slash your wrist. Do you know what I mean? That's it. And then that one's like, hang on a minute, what's this? It's like you've gone from that to. I'm trying to think of a band that just to take the piss. Do you know what I mean? You've gone from that to the Flying Pickets or something, haven't you? Do you know what
I mean? Yeah.
Erasure.
No. I didn't write that song. AI. That's the honest truth. AI actually wrote it. I asked AI to write some lyrics in the style of a couple of different artists that kind of influenced me, and it spat out some of what that song became.
Wow.
So the music is all myself and my producer Isaac. Kind of he helped make the track, but the lyrics are half AI written. I had to change a lot because it was shit. It was a pathetic attempt at a song, so I had to go in there and cut and paste with some stuff that I wrote. But essentially, the premise of that song is it's a song about AI written by AI. So that's kind of where that came from.
And that's a big thing. That's for, you know, people going, oh, we can get rid of musicians, we get rid of this, we get rid of that because we've got AI. What I hope we never get to that point with creative things, because that song, I can't think what it's called now. The video, the addicts, the addicts,
the addicts.
That's it. That's come from here, not from trawling things together. There's a different feeling to that, and if we ever get to the point where that comes over through AI, we might as well just go and. Yeah. I'm not being funny, mate. We might as well get on the gear, mightn't we? Do you know what I mean? I've done it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because
I love seeing the developments of like what AI is doing and producing, and I think it's fun and it's great for all sorts of purposes, all sorts of reasons, and it's got its benefits. But yeah, as soon as art can be fully produced in a pure form by AI, then yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, we are. Totally. Well, I think we are anyway, long term. I mean, this has turned into a really cheerful interview, hasn't it? I think we are long term because I think we'll become redundant, and that'll be it. But anyway,
we're not now. We're not yet.
Not now. We're all right. So let's enjoy ourselves. So what's on the cards? What other stuff have you got working on? Are you doing any concerts, or are you doing Lowestoft Festival?
So at the moment, everything is being pushed into the album launch. So got the album coming out on the 28th of April, called Songs from a Healed Heart. So everything's kind of going into that. I've got a couple of local gigs going on in Lowestoft, around Lowestoft. I'm playing a V-Dub festival somewhere in Suffolk, I think Ipswich way, maybe in June-ish. I should know this. I don't. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I haven't really focused too much on live shows this year. It's been more about getting the content ready for the album to be launched, and kind of gigs have been a bit of an afterthought. But I also work with a company called Lowestoft Live, who put on a lot of live music.
Yeah,
so that's
Ryan Redwood's involved in that. That's why I mentioned it. I thought,
listen, he's my.
Here's just a tip for you. You've got this compulsive disorder. I think you should shoehorn that into your creative stuff, so at least you know where you're going to be at a certain day.
I have a file of facts.
A file of facts.
I genuinely
have you Rolodeck? Yeah, Rolodeck. The thing is, though, it's not. It can't be hacked, can it?
Well, the thing is, everyone says to me, why? I mean, the Lowestoft Live directors, Ryan's one of them. We go to meetings, and the first thing I do is sit down and get my file of facts out. And everyone kind of laughs at me and kind of jokes about it. But I put everything in there, work-wise, Lowestoft Live-wise, personal-wise. And I know where it all is, and it's there and ready. People say, why don't I use my phone? I don't know. I think I've just always had a diary since I was a kid.
If it works for you, it works for you. I mean, I have a lot of stuff digital, but I still like to write down, because what people don't realise, because I did research when I went to university. I know, honestly, when I was in my 40s, about language, and it's made up of how you say things, how you write it, how it's spelled. It's all linked together. And as soon as you start writing, it gets in your head, doesn't it? Rather than you type it or something, it's gone. But the physical act of writing on a paper goes into your barnet at the same time. So there you go. Ryan's laughing his head off about the file of facts. Oh, Janice uses a file of facts, so you're in good company. We're smashing at the moment, Kev.
I mean, maybe if you had a file of facts, you'd have played like the right songs at the right time.
I'm loving it. And you see, you're right though, because what happens is technology is great. Janice sends it. This is my personal phone, and I have my studio WhatsApp on that one, and it's on here. So Janice sends me all a bum through. Do this. So then what I have to do is go, oh, there's a video. Send that over. So send it to my studio phone, and then what I've done is it comes in different orders sometimes, or I've not been in tune with it, and I clicked on the wrong one. But it makes for a good show, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if a file of facts would have solved that. The one thing a file of facts can't do is play music. So
no, but
there's a lot more things it can't do.
What I didn't do this week, and I normally do, I've started doing it, is I have a bit of, you can't see that, but it's me scroll. I have a bit of a running order. So when Janice sends it me through, I didn't do it tonight, you see, so my system failed. And then as I'm going through it, I tick it off as I've done it. So I go, oh, that's that, I've got that, yeah.
See, when you started doing like radio type stuff, studio type stuff, I used to do some kind of online radio bits and pieces. And when I first started, everything was so scripted, like to the minute. I knew exactly what I was doing.
Oh, no,
and then as time went on, it got more and more lax before it just basically became, I've got a shitload of songs here. I've got some stupid things to say here. Let's wing it and get it together. Have you progressed like that over time, or have you always just been winging it?
Ask me audience. I've always winged it, mate. Always. Right. Let me tell you, I was quite senior in supply chain logistics. Found out at 44 I was dyslexic, and that explained shitloads before me. I was always very precise at work. I had notes. I had everything was cross-referenced, and I knew everything that had gone on because I forgot it. But when I started doing the radio show, podcasting about now must be like 9, 10, nearly 10 years ago now. One thing I didn't want to have was if I start reading something, it comes over all stumbled and doesn't sound right. Well, not only that, if it's all prescripted and we have certain questions, you're expecting the question to come, and so question 1, you think it whatever it is about the shark, and then you'll have an answer for that one. And then when I go to question...
Would I?
You maybe not. When you go to question 2, you're already waiting for question 2. You start answering question 2, think, shit, that shark question, I was supposed to say that and I forgot to say it. I think it gets very wooden. So I like an open conversation like me and you've just met in a pub or in a cafe, whatever, temperance bar, because that's the way I clean living now. So, do you know what I mean? We might have been... Have you got a beer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
it's my only vice nowadays. That vaping. I vape ridiculous amounts and have a couple of beers. I've also this is nearly empty, so the wine is there next. So I was told by Ryan apparently I needed alcohol to get through it.
To get through me. That's it. So I wanted it relaxed, and I wanted it. I mean, I think Joe Rogan's took my style really, but it is chaos. But there's also sensible, because behind the scenes, Janice has all the plays for me. We now know we have an interview on, we have this on, we have that on, we have on. So it is chaotic, but there is a formula to it. It's not written down anywhere. We just do it, and for me it works. I do like the trepidation. Don't know where that word came from, of doing live stuff. And not everyone can do it, can they? Not everyone can do the live stuff and react.
No, I mean, if I compare it to like some of my live shows, when I first started doing, performing live, I had to have a set list, like resolute in front of me. This is the set list, and if it was like I overrun or got cut short, it would mess me up because I'd know what I was going to say between songs, and do you know what I mean? I'd have everything kind of mapped out and planned out. Now, I kind of have an idea of if I'm going to do some covers in a set, I'll know what I'm going to do and when. But generally, the rest of the set is kind of ad hoc, and it's much more fun that way. Because I'm never disappointed by kind of, if I don't get a song in, it was never planned to be in. It's absolutely fine. I mean, I do make a lot of mistakes when I play live. I'm definitely not a polished performer, but that's normally because I'm having too much fun and enjoying it rather than taking it seriously.
There you go. Why not? Yeah. I'm getting some stick as well here. Janice is saying there's a freaking abracadabra which goes into our shows. Whatever. It works for me. Works for everyone else. Ordered Chaos, Ryan says. That's another good name. That'd be another good track title, wouldn't it? Great interview of a singer. And here we go. This is from Ian Gallagher. Great interview of a singer and a winger. There you go.
Which is which?
Well,
which is which?
We're both winging it. Before I forget, can you do us a favour? We'd like to get artist drops, and I need to put all them together because I've got them somewhere. Eddie's got them. Can you say this is DSL or whatever you want to credit? And you're listening to Duggystone Radio.
Hi guys, this is DSL, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio.
Perfect.
I even put my radio voice on then, didn't I?
And I like it. Well, pull the rabbit out. There's all sorts of stuff. I've not even asked you loads of... I think I've genuinely enjoyed sort of talking to you and speaking to you. And I think a bit like Ryan, I could talk to you for absolutely eons. And you're an interesting chap.
Thank you. We'll have to do this again.
We'll have to do it again. We'll get Ryan on, but make sure you bring your file of facts.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm feeling naked without it.
Why not?
Stationery is another one of my.
Oh, stationery! Oh man, everyone's stationery. I mean, to be fair, how much do companies lose every year for people stealing stationery from them?
I've gone next level. Yesterday, I spent my evening. Sorry to overrun, but this is very important. Yesterday, I spent my evening. I bought a new inkwell and syringe set to refill all of my fountain pens.
Tell you what,
I can't believe I've just ended the interview on that.
If you ever have any parties, don't fucking invite me because it sounds like it'll be a barrel of laughs. You'll be having.
It's crack cocaine and fountain pens.
Okay, now you'll be. Yeah, let's bring your father facts, lads. And if you want to bring your fountain pens, we will have a fountain pen fill up.
What? A fountain what?
A fountain pen fill up. You couldn't say that. Yeah.
Honestly, Lowestoft is wild. I'm telling you,
man. I'll tell you what. Now I know why I don't want to live there. so you and Ryan there.
yeah, it's just me and Ryan just filling up fountain pens and playing with post-it notes.
Seriously, I'm going to let you get on with your evening. Genuinely. Thank you for being very open and honest with us and tell us about your stuff. And right. I know we've not talked much about your music, but that's what it's about. People need to now go and discover your music and check that video, because I think that video, you see, you talking to you now and that person in the video are two completely different people. Do you know what I mean?
That's the old me in the video. That's what I was.
I think it's brilliant. It's like totally like Jekyll and Hyde watching that video, and then you coming in here. I was expecting a manic depressive on the screen, and that's not what I've got. I've got someone who's quite jolly and happy and nice to talk to.
Thank you. And I'm just going to do another quick plug. My album comes out the 28th of April, Songs from a Healed Heart. And DSL is really fucking difficult to find on Spotify streaming services because there's about 20 acts. Didn't think about it before I started this. If you go to any social media platform and search DSL Acoustic, you'll find me, and then you can find my music. So, yeah. I've got to plug something.
Go on finding people. Do you know, that was a cram pack with musical information about him and everything. Someone said on it before you go, Kev B says, I've never laughed so much. Great interview. See, Janice is on. Oh, Kirky's going to be real. You're going to have to be careful what you say. Yeah, all right. That's like, you know, no. It's like when I'm on. I've been on the bike today. I do bike test riding, and you only get a sign and it says slow. It's like a challenge. You know what I mean? Because it says slow, maximum speed 40. Oh, all right then. Is that a challenge? Is that the most anyone's done? Was that a personal best?
What was the challenge in this interview? To see if I could top myself?
No.
You got to be careful. He's depressed.
No. She said, you're going to have to be careful because, you know, it's going to be a challenge because, you know, his recovery and his this, that, and the other. It's going to be a challenging interview for you. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't, was it? You're seriously, mate. Well done for kicking it and keeping going, because I think you're a great guy. Your music's brilliant, and I'm sure wherever you go, you add a bit of sparkle to the room with your file of facts, whatever you do. Those little quirks and all that. I think it's wonderful. You keep on being you, man, and keep enjoying life. And it's been great to chat to you. And keep in touch.
Will do, without a doubt.
Gonna let you get out of here, and we're gonna get on with the show. Speak to you soon, man. Take care.
See you later. Take care. Bye bye.